Throughout this course, I've been giving you a lot of little tips and tricks, some business best practices, insights that I've learned from over the years, and I've just kind of fit them in as they came up as I was going along through my workflow and going over these other sites. But I thought it would be good to have a section that you can go to just in case you might have skipped over something because you might have already known that, you might have missed something like a little so I put together a list of 10 best practices, ways to set up your brand, set up your social media, and things that you should always keep in mind as you move forward. So I'm just going to get started with something that I did touch on before, and this is the first thing you should do when you start social media for your brand, for your business, for if it's whatever service, a not-for-profit. It doesn't matter what your business is or what your area of expertise is. The very first thing you should do is determine what your goals are. I don't know if you remember, but there was like this FedEx commercial a while back, and it was like there was this kid who was the social media manager, and some other kid comes in, he's like, I just won a contest on Facebook, I'm CEO for a day, and everyone else is in this business meeting, and they're like, what are we doing? And they're like, well, this is our new social media manager, and the person's like, well, we sell pipe joints, and or something like that, like some little like part, and then the other person says, we could just continue with FedEx and blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing, though. That was a very salient point. If anyone comes to you and says, you need to be on social media, but you have a product that is not necessarily something that is marketable on social media, then it's not something that you really need to pay attention to or spend a lot of time and energy on. But I will say this, you should have a presence anyway. And I'll explain that when I get to this section right here. I just put a little star there. So determine your goals. Determine why you think you need social media, why you know you need social media. And you can break that down into 3 different things. And I know I said this before, but I want to reiterate. When you think of your goals, you can think of, and this comes from the public relations world, some objectives. You can think of action, awareness, and acceptance. And it doesn't have to be one or the other at all times, but it is a great way for you to start thinking about your goals. So awareness, of course, is creating awareness of your business or your brand or your service or your not-for-profit or whatever it is, or your celebrity, whatever it is that you are working on. That of course is awareness. Acceptance is, if you're making a change, say you're changing your branding, or an issue has popped up and you need the public to understand. So acceptance, it's like awareness, but you're also kind of maybe subtle persuasion. You have to convince someone that your product is amazing, or so subtle difference, but an absolute, completely different goal. And then, of course, action is action, whether it's a click or a like or a share or buy my product or, vote for my candidate or donate to my cause. Action, of course, has many, and there's many different kinds of actions. But if you think in those 3 terms, that will help you determine exactly what your goals are. You definitely want to do that, though, before you really get in there. And then there's a last point, too, as far as determining your goals, and that's also customer service. Social media is excellent for customer service. And this is something I say to my clients all the time. Take a look at your website and take a look at your contact page. Normally, when you build your website, that is one of the first things that you build. It's about, or who we are and what we do, our products, our service, contact. It is literally like either the first, second, or third page that you ever create when you make a website. Take a look at your contact page. 9 times out of 10, you can practically see the cobwebs on it because it's a set it and forget it. And as when I do social media, I try to approach it from the viewpoint of someone coming into someone else's website. I try to approach it as the customer, as the client, as the person that you're trying to reach, and you should too. And I will look at a contact page, and I'll just say, I could fill out this contact, and I could fill out this form, and send this in, or I could click this email button. But you know what? I mean, especially if it's a form, it's great, yeah, if you get like an auto reply, because at least you know it went through. 9 times out of 10, you don't even get a, thank you, someone will be with you shortly kind of auto reply. You don't know if that email is old, if the person that is monitoring that email is no longer there, if it's just going to bounce, or if it's going to go into a dead letter mailbox that nobody checks. And while I'm thinking about it, you should just stop right now and take a look at your contact page and see if maybe that is also one of your problems that you need to address, because it's very important. So yes, customer service is also a very important angle, because I can go to a contact page, it looks like it's been there forever, but I can go on social media and I can instantly see if they have a Twitter account or a Facebook page, and I can see how active it is, if it's being updated, and then I know that somebody's home.